35. Wyatt. It's nice of you to entertain her little daydream, Jake's hushed voice tumbles down the porch stairs as he descends them. Every muscle in my body grows tauter. An oily, slimy energy follows him. I don't bother to look his way, staying leaned against the fence, watching Aurora and the rest of the group say their final goodbyes to Elio, who is the first guest to leave. I'm smirking at the fact that Colt is also here bidding him goodbye. Not for long, something tells me. Even though I've enjoyed hanging out with the guests and getting to talk so freely about my passion for ranching and riding, a huge weight has finally lifted from my shoulders knowing it's the final day, when it finally becomes just me and Aurora again. Nothing more standing in our way. I try not to sound too interested, hoping maybe Jake will just walk straight past me. He chuckles, the smug, breathy kind that already has my skin crawling. I've done my best to stay out of his way this week, respecting Aurora's baffling desire to want to prove she can be strong when he's around. I'd be lying if I said it didn't piss me off. I'd also be lying if I said I didn't aggressively chop up a ton of wood the night after she told me her decision to let him stay, choosing to give her the cold shoulder instead of sitting and talking like she probably wanted. Because what Aurora said hurt me. It's not your ranch, it's mine, when all I want is for it to be ours. Heavy storm clouds darkened my mind for a while after that. But when, the other day, she mentioned opening the retreat up properly once Jake's gone, bright white hope finally kindled in my chest. Because she does want to stay. And that's what I keep reminding myself each time I get annoyed. That even if it irks me every time she talks about the goddamn universe sending him here, she made the decision for us. Because she thinks we can only be strong if she's strong. Personally, I think she's the strongest fucking woman I've ever met in my life. This ranch, the retreat, Jake gestures around us, going along with whatever silly, impulsive idea she's latched onto for the time being to make herself feel good, until she realizes that there's bigger and better back home. My chest heaves almost to a point of pain with the deep breath I try to take in. No wonder Aurora's confidence took such a hit from this guy. It doesn't sound like he ever gave her the belief she deserved. I flex my hands beside me, because as much as I'd like to, I really can't punch him again. Not in front of everyone. This isn't just a silly idea. I turn, eyes narrowed, and step forward to emphasize the few inches I have on him. She's built something incredible here, and everyone knows it. Besides, if it's such a silly idea, why did you bother coming? Hey. Jake holds up his hands, still looking far too relaxed for my liking. TM, only warning you. It won't last. I'm not sure if he's talking about the retreat or me and Aurora now, but either way, ire starts to seethe in my bones. My words come out through gritted teeth, rumbling loudly. Just because it didn't last with you, doesn't mean it won't with me. With Sunset Ranch? What makes you think you'll get any longer with her than I did? Okay, so the little snake is talking about our relationship. The rush of blood in my ears drowns out our surroundings. What do you have here that me or someone else can't give her back home where she belongs? I don't know, is the first answer that pops into my head, because that's always been my response. I don't know what else I could have given Holly to have made her choose me over Easton when he had so much more to offer. I don't know why Aurora chose me, ... but I'm determined to give her everything she wants in life. Every single picture on that vision board she made. So if I'm part of that, then I'll give every inch of my soul to her, ... forever. And I won't let anyone get in our way. Don't be blind, mate. Jake pats me on the shoulder. That makes me wince. She's right. I said I would give her everything she wanted, the glorious future she deserves. But if people start saying that I'm rude or violent, or if that video gets out, then making those dreams of hers come true will be even more difficult, and I can't lose her. I really can't lose her. Team, sorry. I concede with a sigh. I should leave you to finish the goodbyes. It's probably best if I'm not around him anymore. I'll be at mine. Promise you'll come by later. Aurora gives me a soft, exhausted smile. I promise. The knock at my door is music to my ears, especially since it's earlier than I expected. But when I yank the door open, ready to embrace my favorite girl, she's not there. Instead, it's Holly. What is it with exes turning up out of the blue this week? What are you doing here? I blurt out, immediately grimacing at the way Holly's brows draw in, hurt registering across her face. Sorry, you just caught me off guard. Is everything all right? Brushing some of her blonde hair behind her ear, Holly pushes a wobbly smile out. Not exactly. I could really use someone to talk to right now. She worries her lip, hand rubbing up her arm. I know that tick of hers too well from all the years we spent together. She's nervous. I remember it from when she admitted she was leaving me for Easton. A couple of months ago, I would have been triggered by seeing her here, wondering why the universe was taunting me. But now, I'll feel indifferent. And you thought I was the best person to come to? Holly lets out a soft chuckle, angling her head. Well, we were together for all those years, and our families are friends, so I'd like to think we're still friends too. Clenching my jaw, I regard her for a second, noticing her bloodshot eyes and red cheeks. She's been crying. Considering she barely showed any emotion when we were together, it's a shock. Something must be pretty wrong. Please, Wyatt, Holly begs. I feel like you might be the only person who understands what I'm going through right now. Fine, I sigh, stepping back from the door and gesturing for her to enter. I don't hesitate to shut the door as quickly as possible once she's in. The last thing I need is someone seeing Holly and blowing her visit out of proportion. Holly heads straight to the couch, settling in like she's been over 100 times, as opposed to the 2 times she stayed when I started working here, before she left me. It doesn't even look anything like it did back then. It was just a cabin with a few pieces of furniture. Now it's my home, and I'm suddenly so grateful that she never had any part of making it that to me. Can I get you a drink? I head towards the kitchen. Do you still buy that honey-flavored whiskey you used to drink? Holly spins to watch me, brows raised. She hated whiskey. I actually meant like a coffee. Not really sure how close to get, I just lean against the counter. Things are that bad, huh? Coffee would be good, thanks. And yes. Holly lets out a long sigh, slumping back into the sofa. She rubs a hand along her forehead. I get working on the coffee, and neither of us say anything until I'm handing it over to her, plopping myself at the other end of the sofa. With narrowed eyes, Holly stares at me for a few silent seconds, then at the space between us, corners of her lips turning down. So, what's up? I ask. I'm worried I'm making a mistake marrying Easton. You've got to be fucking kidding me, I groan, pinching the bridge of my nose. Seriously? You want to talk to me about whether you should marry the guy you left me for? TM, sorry, Wyatt. I don't mean to make you uncomfortable, Holly presses on, voice quivering. But out of everyone in this goddamn town, you know what it's like to question the path you've taken and wonder if you've just been doing what everyone else wants, as opposed to what you truly want. She sets her mug down on the table and twists to face me better, pulling a leg up onto the sofa. And I just thought, now that you've clearly moved on with your new girlfriend, we might be able to talk about this like friends. My head hasn't stopped shaking, but I don't miss the way my heart rockets, beating yes, yes, yes when she says girlfriend. Because for God's sake, what I wouldn't do to make that the truth. Aurora Jones, my girlfriend, has a rather nice ring to it. How long have you felt this way? You seemed pretty happy last time I saw you guys together. The last sentence comes out more genuine than I expected from myself. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Holly trails off, worrying her lip again. When she catches me glaring, trying to goad her to continue, she shuffles forward slightly. That's when it started. When I saw you with Rory, and saw the way you both looked at each other, like you were so in love. It made me realize, like you were so in love. But that was weeks ago. Holly continues, you were looking at her with so much passion and intensity and sickening love, and it reminded me of how you used to look at me, how I used to look at you. We used to have so much fun, be so happy. But I don't think Easton looks at me that way. I don't think we have that passion like you two, like us. Honestly, everything she's saying right now is going over my head because the only word my brain is latching onto is love. Is that what this is? Is that why Aurora's a never-ending thought in my mind? Why I always wish I could stop time with her around? Why even when she's doing the weirdest little happy dance or rambling about something wellness-related I'm not the slightest bit interested in, I'm still so enraptured by her. I haven't been in love in years. I think I'd forgotten what it felt like. Maybe even stopped myself from considering it because last time it got shoved back in my face. But somehow I don't think that's going to happen this time for some bewildering reason with the comments Aurora's been dropping about our future here. A part of me does believe that we might be able to make that vision board come true. Damn, I think I might be in love with Aurora Jones. I should tell her, right, Wyatt? Holly snaps me back to reality, and she's even closer, leaning towards me like she's trying to figure out what's going on in my head. All I know is I need to get her out of here so I can go find Aurora. Nothing else matters right now. Sorry, I shake my head. Look, Holly, everyone gets doubts about big steps like this. It's natural. You and Easton are good together, otherwise you wouldn't have said yes. And you can't compare what you have to what Aurora and I looked like that night, because it was all for show. So, you're not together. Holly's blue eyes flare. I sputter, because no, I guess we're not technically together yet, but I'll be damned if I spend another second with that as the truth. I'm just about to stand and suggest Holly leaves, but a knock comes at the door. It's enough to distract me when Holly lunges forward, grabbing my face and crashing her lips against mine, just as the front door swings open.